welcome to Amethyst Style Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today I thought we would have some fun with two stamp sets, this little piggy, Moon Baby, and our Pattern Party decorative masks. And we're going to use the clouds. So what we need to do to start off with is get a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and this measures 5 1/4 by 3.5 inches. And we are going to put the cloud mask over the top, and we are going to build up using our sponge daubers. So I've got the sponge daubers ready, and we are going to use 3 different ink pads. So we're going to use Crushed Curry, we're going to use Dapper Denim, and we're going to use Berry Burst. Now what you will need to do as well is to have some wet wipes and some kitchen paper as well to just clean the masks down so we don't get it too sort of mixed up in colours. So let's start with the Berry Burst. So we're going to get a sponge dauber. Now you can, if you're using the paste, the embossing paste, you can mask this down, but for just using the sponge daubers, you can just actually hold it, and all we're doing is we're going through on every little piece. We only ink it up once, and that will then give us a slightly sort of ombre effect and different tones using the one colour. And we're going to take it all the way down, right the way through. So as I say, not picking up another colour or re-inking it. You just want it with the one, and just hold it down. Go through sort of circular motions, side to side, as long as you sort of cover the mask, and then take it off. So that's the first one. Now, if we then take the wet wipe and literally just rub through to get the ink off of the mask, and then take a bit of kitchen paper and just wipe it through, it means that the next colour is not going to bleed through, which is not what we want for this design. So let's take our second colour. The second colour is going to be let's do the Dapper Denim next. So the Dapper Denim, what we're going to do is we're going to move the mask and find some white areas. So let's move it across, hold it down again, and we are going to take the Dapper Denim sponge dauber on our finger, and again just starting at the top and work your way down. Now you're going to go over the top of some of the others. Now this one I haven't re-inked it for a little while, so if you need to take a little bit more you can do. It really depends how juicy your ink pads are and how much of a blend of colour you want. So hold it down from the other side, take it down through. My hand's probably in the way, so I don't know whether you can see that bit, but let's just take it down through on here, right the way down to the bottom. Going through. I'm doing this as always quickly for the video. You can spend a little bit more time, but let's take that one off and see. Right, now we've got 2 colours, which is quite nice. Again, wipe it over with your baby wipe, and then just get a piece of kitchen paper and wipe that over to just clean the mask off again. And we are going to go through to the next colour, which is going to be the Crushed Curry. Now we need to again find our white spaces, so moving the mask sort of up and down and inside and out. You want it so that it's in as many white spaces as you can, so that the clouds sort of blend over. That should do. Ink it up again, take it from the top, and again you're going through so that the clouds go through the clouds that you've already sponged and underneath, because then what you're doing is you're building up this sort of layered effect. And again, you can choose whatever colours you want. You know, pick 3 that you think go together or that will match whatever you're doing, and literally just blend away. Let's get that little piece on there. Woo, slid it a little bit, but that doesn't really matter too much. Let's get that little piece down on the bottom. Okay, so we now have a rather nice, slightly sort of rainbow effect with 3 different clouds, one on top of the other. So again, take your wet wipe, give it a little bit of a wipe over the mask, and then just dry it off with the kitchen paper. And then, as I say, it's clear for everything. So that is going to be our background. Now we are going to take the moon baby, and what we want is we want this stamp here, but we're not going to have the baby on it. And we are going to take this little piggy, and we want this little piggy who's sitting down, but we don't want the sentiment on it. So basically what we're going to do is, I've already done this part for you, is on another piece of Whisper Wipe scrap paper, you want to stamp the 2 images. And what you're going to do is, I will show you just on the first one, you are going to cut, let's just separate these off so they're easier to cut. We are going to cut the moon out like this, taking it round. Again, you would spend more time. I'm literally just going around this fairly quickly to just give you an idea. So let's just cut a little star round like this. Take it round. Fussy cutting is something that takes a little time. I am whizzing this, so excuse me if it's not absolutely perfect. And then we're just going to take it down, and where the baby is, we're just going to cut round it. So just very carefully, just cut around it, turning your paper as you go, because we want the moon and we want the star, but we don't want the little baby on this one. Okay. So we're going to cut that one out like that. Now, what you would do is you would cut the piggy out in exactly the same manner. Now, let me show you one that I've already done. So what I've done is I've cut out the moon, and what I used was the crushed curry, and then I took one of our aqua painters, literally just pressed the top, you get a little well at the bottom, and then just coloured it in that. And I coloured in the star in the Dapper Denim, because what I wanted it to do was to actually go exactly with the other one. So it goes down like that. And then you're going to do exactly the same thing with the little piggy. And we're going to put the piggy over the top like that, down on the bottom. And so let's go and start putting this together a little bit. What I did as well was I took because I quite liked him, I love the piggy that's flying, and I love the sentiment. She believed she could, so she did, and I thought it would work really well with this card. So let's go putting it sort of together so you can get an idea of how it would finish. So we would put it on a piece of Dapper Denim, which measures 5.5 by 3 3/4. Then you're going to put your background that you've just made over the top. Then you're going to put the little piggy down at the bottom. And again, I would put them up with, we have got some fantastic new little dimensionals. Let me just show you these. I don't know whether you can see, but they are really lovely. They're quite small, so it means you can get into all of these little intricate areas like the little star, and you'll be able to put that up. And then you're going to just put the piggy so he settles down where the baby was and he doesn't show. So what I would do is I would stick that one down with some Tombow, and then just put the little piggy up there on a couple of dimensionals. Then I would get and again coloured it in exactly the same way. If you notice, I've made him a sort of a little 2-coloured grey and pink piggy. what I used for the grey was our smoky slate, because it's an absolutely lovely colour. And then just cut the two little sentiments. She believed she could, so she did. And then all you need to do is to put it onto a card base. I got one of those there. Yes, let's just put it onto the card base so you can see. As I say, I'm not sticking these down because you only need to see the technique. You all know how to stick something down onto the card. So there we go. So you've got a rather nice sort of fun multicoloured background, toned in. So you've got the dapper denim that tones in with the dapper denim for the little star. You've got the moon, which is the crushed curry in the background. And you've just got some pinks because it's sort of a pink piggy. So there we are. Fun card to do. Turning round and taking these two stamp sets, which are this little piggy and the moon baby, and doing the lovely background with our pattern party decorative masks, which, as I say, they come, you can buy them with the paste. But they're quite fun to actually do just with some sponge daubers. So I hope you enjoyed that today. As always, all details are over on my website, which is amethyststarcrafting.blogspot.com. Thank you so much for joining me today and look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye.